Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be playing through a solo game of Ganz Schon Clever, or That's Pretty Clever, I believe is what it's called now, at least in the United States. But when I first played it, I think it was still only called Ganz Schon Clever, so that's what I call it every time I play it. Um, but yeah, this is as you can kind of see, a roll and write. We have the 6 different colored dice, and we will be writing down our results here. And since it is solo play, we will be playing through the total 6 rounds. And there will also be a little bit of a difference in how I will be taking a passive player turn. But let us get started. Um, and this game is, I think this was like one of the first roll and writes that I really got into. Um, it it was, I think, just mainly because I knew there were so many. You can maybe kind of see them here. So many bonuses on this sheet. So you kind of do something and then that triggers another thing. I really like how that works. And in this example, the white die can always be uh, used as any other colored die. Also, it works with the blue die as well. But I think for the first one, I will pick the purple die. So for purple, you'll write. Or do I want to do that? And I have to get a big number. The worst part is, so what will happen after I select one of the dice is that I will end up picking. I will end up getting rid of all of the dice that are smaller. So in this case, um, I would be getting rid of just the green one. But actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4 white and pair it with this blue 6 to cross off this 10 in the blue. So I will still get rid of that green die, so I will not be able to roll that one again for the second one. And we will roll again here. Ooh, some more big numbers. So right now that blue 6 is kind of worthless to us because it would be paired with the 4 white. Then we've got the 2 orange, which orange you just sum up your score at the end of the game. So 2 is not the greatest one to put in orange. Orange is kind of one of the only ones where it really doesn't matter what you put in there, just because it's summed. Purple, the number has to be smaller than the one before it, and 6 resets it. So I think I'm actually going to go. I think I'm going to go with the purple one here. I'm going to put a 3 down there. So next time I would end up taking a purple, it would have to be a 4, 5, or 6. So I will have to put that orange one away because it is smaller. And I'll get to re-roll these last 2 dice, which gives me a 1 yellow or 4 blue to choose from. And something else to note is I will have the option of a re-roll. I get that bonus at this round, but I can save it for later and use it. And I think so I could cross off the 8 blue in the blue. That doesn't really get me anything. Yellow doesn't really get me anything right now, but I think I will. I think I'll end up just choosing this, crossing off that yellow one. So then, typically, in a game with more players, the other players would now get to choose one of these 3 dice to mark something down on their sheet. But in a solo game, I will take all the dice and re-roll them and take the smallest 3 numbers. And if there are ties, like there are here, the orange and the green, it's whichever one's closest to the platter. And now, as a passive player, since there are no other players in the game, so I won't have that option, I'll get to pick one of those 3 to mark off as well. And I think I will mark off. I think I'll actually mark off this yellow. We'll see if we can get that line drawn. But that is 1 round. of Gons. So we don't don't have too much work done so far. We've got a couple marked off on the yellow and one on the blue, and also a 3 down in the purple. So now we can go into round 2, which will give us a bonus of a +1, which allows us to, at the end of our turn, use a die a second time, either from the 3 that we chose or from one of the 3 on the platter. And really, in the solo mode, you're just kind of trying to beat your high score. I think there's also like a little, looks like we got the rule book here, there's a little level thing here saying how well you've done. So you're kind of maybe trying to beat those as well, but overall, you're just kind of, most of the time for me anyway, I'm just trying to beat my best score. So we've got an interesting choice here. Got some good 6s here, and the 12 blue is a harder one to get because usually you don't want to take 6s too often, just because it gets rid of so many dice. In this case, if we use one of those 3 6s, we would be able to only roll the 2 other dice, but we can't use the 1 purple because it's not greater than the 3 that we already wrote down. The 1 orange isn't great, so we're kind of in a pickle. We could just get that green to give us 3. I think I'm going to take a chance, just because we will get to roll the white again, and that is a wild. I think we'll mark off that 12. One is harder to get, but now we're going to have to hope that we're going to be able to use both of these. And we do have a reroll. Okay, that wasn't the greatest roll there. So we got a 2 and a 1, and actually in this game, you may wonder that now, if I were to take the 2 yellow, I would not get a 3rd die, which is not a great thing in the game. So I think I'm actually going to just use that 1 white to cross off that first green. So in the green's case, you need a greater than or equal to 1 in the first box, and then greater than or equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes back to 1. So as you go along, it's a little bit harder to add greens in there. But in this case, it's probably the best place to use that white 1, I think. And then we've got the 3 yellow, so we might as well use that to mark off our other 3 in the yellow, so we have no more use for a 3 yellow in the future. And now I can look to see if I want to use any of these with my +1 here. And none of these are really that great for me, since, like I said, I can't use a 3 yellow. The 1 white isn't great either. Yeah, it's not a great time to use it. I think I'll just wait, so now I'll be doing the passive. So I've got to look at the smallest ones. That purple obviously went to a nice 1 there. I think this is slightly closer. So our options are going to be the 1 yellow, 1 purple, or 3 blue. So we cannot use the 1 purple. The 1 yellow would mark off our last 1 in the yellow zone. And I believe the blue would pair with the white, so that would get us 6. I think we'll do that because that'll get us 1 away from a bonus. So we will take that, and we'll go to round 3, which will give us another reroll. I feel like the rerolls are something I should make more use of in the game, and I just typically do not use them. I'm always like, oh, I'll just wait and use it when I need it, and then I end up never really using them because towards the end you might not have an opportunity come up where you can use it. But this is an interesting case. We have everything 3+, which is good. We could get the 8 blue, and that would get us 1 away from another +1 bonus, which could be good. Otherwise, I think right now I'm between the 3 green or the 8 blue by adding the white and the blue up, because that'll let us roll all the dice again, which is always good when you have more options than the last time. We were taking a little bit of a risk, but our paper was open enough that I felt confident that we would hopefully, especially with our one reroll, be able to actually use both of those amounts since one was a white die. I think, I think since we're so close on that potential one, I'll just get another green crossed off, just so we can hopefully use that bonus in order to cross off maybe the 4 or 5, because those are a little bit harder to get. And this one is not as good of a roll. So we got some ones, but that is, oh boy. And of course, I just brought that up, and now we have the option to play the 2 blue, which is, oh man, that's another hard one to get. So it could be an ideal time to do that. I think I will, even though it's not the greatest use of that bonus for green. I think I'll do that, which, because of that, will allow us to cross off a green, which puts us one up on that one. Like I said, that wasn't really the ideal time that I wanted to do that, because these are going to be even harder to get. But actually, at the beginning of the next round, we're going to get to mark one off for free. So maybe, if we can get a 4 white here, we'd be able to cross this one off, and then we get to mark a free X next time, and we could maybe mark that 5 off. So let's hope for it. Ooh, we did get the 6 white. We do have a 6 white, but that could reset us on purple too. Oh boy, this is tough. These are some nice numbers, and I think I'll probably end up using my plus 1 at some point here. So yeah, I think I'm going to first reset this purple with a 6, and I'm going to use my plus 1 on that 6 again, and you can only use it once, or you can only use each die that way once. Even if I had like 3 or 4 plus 1s, I wouldn't be able to use that same white 6. That would be probably pretty good, but that also gets us another plus 1 bonus. And this might be a good time to actually use it again, just because we've got that 5 orange over there, which is also a really solid number. Or we could get it one of those yellow 4s. Yeah, this really could be a good time to use that, honestly. I think I will use it and just get the 5 orange. Just because that one's summed up. Hopefully that'll work out for us, but we will roll. So what we got here? Oh. So we got the choice of, got some big numbers again for the white and blue. Those have been pretty big all game. Yeah, we got the 2 yellow, 2 green, or 4 orange. We cannot use the 2 green. 4 orange would be good. And the 2 yellow, we do have 2 2s left here, so we could get that and get one closer to this plus 1 bonus. So bonuses are always good. Or we could just do the old 4 orange, which is also another solid one. I think I'm going to take the 2 yellow just to get us a little closer in that one. So it gets us into round 4 and gives us a bonus of being able to cross something off. And usually for these I'll end up using that on the 2 blue or the 12 blue, but obviously we've gotten lucky enough that we've crossed those off. Otherwise we could potentially use it on a 6 yellow. That could be, it's going to be one we're not going to get as much, but I think I'm going to want to get this green back down like we did, or like I was talking about. That's probably the best option, just to do it and get it over with. Bite the bullet on that one, and then we can roll. We got 3 more rounds to go. So we've got a 7 blue that we could get. And that one just kind of at the end scores points for how many areas you cross off. And you can't see it, the yellow For each line you cross off, you can get points. And you can see these little fox symbols on here. For every one of those, you score for, so since there's the 5 different areas, you score for whichever area you have the least amount of points in. So that's kind of part of the game too, is you're wanting to try to keep them all sort of even, just to be able to score those foxes when you're going for a higher score, I should say. But, oh boy, this is interesting. I mean, we could kind of just do that green whenever, so I think we can kind of hold off on that. That gives us the option of the 3 purple or the 7 blue. And we've got a couple blue bonuses coming up here, so I'm not too concerned about blue at the moment. So I think I will just use the 3 purple here. This gets us another reroll, which could be good, could be useful. This might be one of those times where we'll end up using it if I get a bad roll. Because these dice that we have left now are, oh boy. So we got the option of the little 7 blue again. Otherwise we got the 1 white, which can be used for anything. Or we've got the 5 orange or the 3 yellow. Now, can't use the 3 yellow. So the worst part here is if we use the 5 orange, that only allows us to roll the blue, which we'd have the 1 locked as a, or the white locked as a 1 then. So we could be better off getting one of those lower numbers. But it's also taking a risk that we may not be able to use it. I think I actually will use the 5 orange though. So that is going to lock up the 1 white and the 3 yellow and give us a roll with the blue. We've got some re-rolls, so if we need it, so that would let us cross off number 5. These are the times where it makes it tough. Because like I'd ideally maybe want the 3 or the 4, but I am in 2 spots coming up here that I can cross those off. I think I will just take it as a 5. Take my medicine. Don't have any +1s, so I will re-roll for my passive bonus. That gives us that, and the 4. So the 4 orange would unlock another re-roll. The blue would be a 7, so I could cross that one off, which could be good. Or the purple we cannot use, actually, so makes it a little bit easier when you can't use one of them. Then your choices are a little more limited. But I will cross off the 7 blue, I think. We'll see how that ends up working, but I feel good about it. So in these last 2 rounds, we don't actually get any extra bonuses. We got 2 rounds to go. Let's end strong. Ooh, some solid numbers. Okay, so we got the 2 yellow, which doesn't get us anything, sadly. Could use the 4 purple, which would unlock a blue, which I don't actually have a place that I could knock something else out. Sometimes it's fun to really combo things. I think that's what really makes this game work, is comboing a couple of things together. I think I'm going to have to use that so that I can get this bonus. And I have to choose which one I'm going to cross off. I think either 3 or 4. Oh man, I think I'll cross off the 3. That way, see if we can get an 11 maybe, or a 4. Blue would be good. Looks like we got the 2 blue. We got a 1 orange, which isn't great. 6 white. That would have been nice to roll next time, because then we could have used it as whatever. But now if we use it, we won't be able to use it as something else, or we won't be able to get a 3rd die used this round. I think I'm just gonna cross off the green, use that 2, and use that blue bonus. Oh, I could do that for a 6. That's probably better because that gets us a +1, and it allows us to keep going on that purple. Whereas if I opened up the orange, it doesn't really open up that much for me. But this orange will be locked now, sadly. Okay, so shoot, I was even thinking of doing that 4, although then we wouldn't have been able to unlock this bonus. Oh man, now that's a 3, or else a 2 of anything. Yeah, that's not great. I could re-roll, and I think I actually will. That's a 7. Might be even worse. So yeah, I can't use it as a green. I could use it as an orange. I can put it as a purple, which would give me a yellow. Which doesn't... I guess I could get this bonus of a +1. The yellows, we've got a lot of work to do yet. I think I will. I'll just use that. And then cross that off, which gets me a +1. Which I don't think I'm going to use because these dice are not amazing for me. So I think I'm going to roll my passive 1. I need some high numbers here. Or else we need the... Oops, so... Yep. So we've got 2 yellow, 2 green, or 3 purple. So the 2 yellow we've got here, which would get us 1 away from this bonus and 1 away from scoring those points. Or if I do the purple, that'll get us a fox. If I do the green, that'll get us a fox. Oh, what do I do here? Oh man, I don't know. It could be... that's not... I don't know that any of these options are amazing, so I think I'm going to... I think I'll just cross off this and get a fox. So yeah, that'll get us into our final round here. So cross that off, going into the final round. And we're getting some low rolls now. Ooh, we do get the 4 blue, which I think I've got to take at this point. Got to take that 4 blue, which will get us an orange 5, to get us a re-roll. And we will be able to roll everything since we used a 1 blue. So let's do it. Low orange again. And this next orange space is a ×2. So that's kind of a little bit of a pain that we get that at that point. Otherwise we got oh boy, could use the 2 yellow. I think I'm going to actually use the 4 purple to get this other fox. We got 2 foxes. That puts away all of this good stuff. It only allows us to roll this white, which is a 5. Oh man, I did not do very... Oh boy, the yellows. What was I thinking here? Oh man, this isn't good. I really messed this up. Yellows, I'm not scoring anything. Oh man. That's not good. And I can use... So I've got a +1 that I can use. Oh man, and I do that, that's 14 points only. Oh boy. Well, I guess... I have to do it, I think. I could try to roll a 6. I'll put the 10 here. And I'll use my +1 to put the 5 here. That 5 again, which allows me to cross off a yellow. This would give me another fox, but the fox currently doesn't score anything because I don't have anything in the yellows. So I'll get the 14 points at least. Oh man, this isn't good. Well, if I can somehow do a 5 yellow, if that's going to be in my uh, smallest 3 dice, that would allow us to do a blue, which would allow us to do another yellow. So then we could at least make that 30 points, and it would give us a +1. So we need a 5 yellow or a 5 white to be in the smallest one. Yeah. Well, got this, and I would say that's probably closest. Oh boy. So we got the 5 blue, which we can't use. We got a 3 wild, or a 4. 4 yellow doesn't do anything for us. 3 wild, we could at least put in the orange, which I think will do. Gives us a +1, which I think would allow us to use any of these dice. Not exactly sure on the ruling on that. But yeah, I think then I will just use that +1 to use the orange as a 4, which is doubled here, which is an 8. So I think that is it. I think that's everything I can do. This isn't amazing, but we will. So nice thing about these is you have a sheet on the back to score things. I only had 14 of the yellow, so we got 14 there. Blue, we marked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for 37 points. We got that. And then green, we got to 28. So that wasn't too bad. That was a pretty good one, actually. And then orange, we got 5, 10, 15, 25, 33, 41, which was also pretty solid considering we didn't have anything in there until very late in the game. And then last but not least, we got purple for 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 22, 26, 27. And we had 2 foxes. So this isn't one of, definitely isn't one of the best scores I had, which our lowest score is 14 in the yellow category for 28 points. For a total of, what do we get here? 15, 16, 27, 35. And then we got 2, 4, 8, 10, 13, 14, 17, 175. That is not a great solo score. What does that put us at here? What do we got? We're almost at the bottom category. That was pretty good. But yeah, a little bit on camera. I think just trying to rush it a little bit or keep it going. But yeah, that is playing Ganz Schon Clever. That's pretty clever. I think there's also a second and third one in here. I don't know if they're making a fourth. But yeah, that's kind of how you would play that game. It's probably one of my favorite roll and writes still, but I think it's lost a little bit of its luster that it had originally, but it's still probably one of the most used ones as well. We've used about half the sheets on there. So if you've made it this far and liked the playthrough, definitely give us a like. If you want to see more playthroughs and other things in our alphabet soup as we go through our games A to Z, definitely subscribe, so hit the notification so you'll be able to see those. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. As always, don't forget to keep on nibbling.